There are two things that you can do to help stop a delayed matrix. We're going to do the delayed matrix by getting our pieces set up here. And now you can see that these pieces are again lined up on F7, ready to do the matrix. But we're going to mess that up a little bit. What we're going to do for our third move on black is we're going to take our bishop and move the bishop out into the game. We'll just put the bishop right there for now. And we'll say that white responds by moving the knight to C3. Now, the way to put the final ending to the matrix so that it never happens is a move in chess called castling. And castling has to deal with the king. Now, we've talked before in chess how the king can only move one square at a time. But there is one time where your king can actually move two squares, and that's when you are castling. And the only time you can castle is when there are two empty squares in between the king and the rook. And if you've noticed, black has moved the knight out into the game and has moved the bishop out of the game and has two empty squares in between. If you have that set up on your chessboard, you can take your king and move it over two squares and move the rook to the other side. And that is called castling. And it is a legal move. And if you look right here at these pieces, the king has a nice little fortress that's protecting it. And I like to call that a fortress. I don't know if it has a chess name, but that's just what I like to call it. And it's really hard for white to break into this fortress to get into the king. So again, if you have somebody who is attacking you and you think they're going to do the matrix, be sure to get that G knight out into the game and castle your king. But just make sure that the two squares in between your king and your rook are empty.